Choice World, party time, fucked up shit. Okay, welcome to Choice World. Okay, today we're gonna do a movie review. Okay, sorry, Sarah's not here today. He's guarding the door. Okay, today we're gonna watch Queen of the Damned. Okay, so movie review time.
Hey, asshole!
What's up?
Give me my goddamn DVD, you son of a bitch!
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. You have. Wait, you're recording this?
No.
Bullshit! Give me back my DVD.
Oh, fine, fuck it.
Come on, seriously, you left the freaking note on my wall.
Hey, wait a minute.
What?
Fuck, how did you get into my house?
What are you talking about?
There's a guard at the door.
No, there wasn't. The door was open. There was literally nobody there. In fact, I closed the door and locked it.
Beep, beep, beep.
There was nobody there.
Sarth, where the fuck are you? You're supposed to be guarding the door. What do you mean you're at a club? Where the fuck? What do you mean you took the $1,000? Where the fuck? I fucking hate you. Beep. Well, that's fucked. Anyway, I'm poor broke.
Yeah. Maybe you should take your friend to counseling.
Most likely.
Yeah, because I think there's someplace over in Hackensack you can take him to.
Grabbing a garbage bag, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Must be your neighbor. Anyway.
Yeah, definitely the neighbor. Who currently lives upstairs and is absolutely annoying.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I guess this is a Ferox Frying Troy's World hodgepodge, which probably may go on my channel.
I had to seal it. I needed to die and burn. Keep it precious.
It's a DVD. It's not a fucking vampire. Come on. The film's full of vampires, but it doesn't have to be like all crash and burn shit.
Well, no, it wasn't all crash and burn, thank God for that. It wasn't a complete fucking low-rated movie.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I should have said crash and burn. If you know the film's history, that is. Which we'll probably talk about.
Well, if you want to go for burn style, at least go for the kills inside the movie. Think about the movie inside, not anything outside the movie. That would
Okay,
be bad.
why don't we just review this movie together?
That's fine. I'm down with that. Cool.
Alright, so we're going to talk about the 2002 vampire film called
Queen of the Damned.
with Troy's World and Ferox Frank.
Indeed.
And can't really talk about this movie without talking about the back history and the death of the main star, Aaliyah.
Well, first let's all give it a round to Anne Rice, who brought this book to great lengths to make it an actual, for a feature film what it did come out to be.
Yeah, can we not? Yeah, maybe we should have mentioned the book portion of the movie because this movie is completely different from the book altogether.
I'm not blaming the book. I'm just
and we're not going to piss off any of the Anne Rice fans or anything.
I'm just giving praise to Anne Rice. That's all.
Yeah,
That's
so
all.
if you guys are hardcore Anne Rice fans, you know the story and everything. But this movie completely deviates from the actual story. In fact, several things have gone wrong. Was actually wrong. Several of the characters were misled, and they seem to forget that Lestat was bisexual. Seriously, everybody in the movie they kind of pass off Lestat like he's metrosexual, but he's not. He's bisexual. He sleeps with men and women.
I mean, what you gonna do with immortality, folks? I mean, honestly.
He's French.
And loves both.
He's a swinger.
No HIVs.
I'm surprised there hasn't been any Lestat porno. You know, now that I said that, there probably is, so don't look it up, people. Okay, I'm just gonna put this right here.
Beep, 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 beep.
Were you trying to look up Lestat porn?
Actually, I was trying to look up BBWs in the kitchen. No, it's a word fetish. Anyway, moving on. So anyway, continuing on. Music-wise, this actually was good music-wise. I like the soundtrack.
Yeah, here's a fun fact. The soundtrack was actually done by Korn itself, namely John Davis, who actually wrote the music, and also all the Lestat songs were all literally sang by Korn.
There were some songs though with Disturbed, which I like Disturbed. That's me,
It was Down with the Sickness.
and I'm cool with that.
There was also the song Cold, which was a different version from the Static X song, which from one of their other albums. Kidney Thieves.
Yep.
I'm surprised the Orgy didn't actually have a song in this. I mean, Jay Gordon sings one of the songs, but how come we don't hear an Orgy song in this?
Well, I mean, it was the plot. The plot story was a little bit different than your modern everyday vampire. Hey, here's a hero. Hey, here's a vampire, and they die.
Lestat basically becomes a rock star. Basically, he hears music at a Louisiana cemetery that he likes. It's the heavy metal brand that Korn was known by using. And actually, here's another thing that's rather interesting. Did you know, in fact, this song, the music for this was actually very similar to the Untouchables by Korn?
It did come out very close to it.
Yeah, in fact, I think the album came out after. Wait, did the album come out before or after the film? Well, basically, the album was in works around the same time as this film. So, if you ever listen to the Korn's Untouchables and listen to the music from this film, you can see there's similarities between them because they were made around the same time.
Well, if you take how the music industry works, they had to perform and sing these songs way before even the whole thing got produced and way out. So it probably was...
What's in this?
Concoctions.
Be right back. I want to test this off screen.
Anyway. So that was done, and it's like, you go ahead and, with the music industry, it could have been all sang in 2001, and to which case...
It's just water. Just regular ice cold water.
Oh. Pass me that cup.
You have like 4 cups down here. My God, man.
Yeah. Sorry, this way. Yeah.
He's got like 4 cups right in front of the camera.
That's I forgot that's the drink. I'll be hallucinating later, so don't mind me. Yeah. So all the songs are probably done in 2001 while this film was being made, and that album was released in 2002, no doubt.
Yeah. And well, this is just. I heard this was sort of a rumor. Yeah, I'm putting emphasis on rumor.
Which means it's not canon as far as we know.
Yeah. Supposedly, now, John Davis, the lead singer of Korn, actually wrote all the songs of the film, all the Lestat songs, that is. That's why the music sounds very similar to Korn's Untouchables album, which kind of pisses people off knowing that Korn's songs didn't actually make it onto that album. But thanks to YouTube, you can probably hear the songs in their original format. Anyway, supposedly the rumor was that Aaliyah was supposed to sing a song that John Davis was going to write for her. So, yeah, the whole thing was going to be music, it was going to be all music led. The whole thing was going to be like music dies, like pure music.
Gotcha.
So, and since John Davis is a good songwriter, he was going to write a song that would have been, well, obviously metal-ish, but it was going to be sung by Aaliyah. So, that would have been really interesting to hear, but unfortunately, Aaliyah passed away in a plane crash in late August of 2001. God rest her soul.
Mm-hmm.
And also such are a lot of us, too, who actually like this movie because Aaliyah, the movie was not even close to being finished. I mean, okay, I really didn't want to say this, but she actually has the same amount of screen time as Godzilla does in the 2014 film. Mainly because of this reason. They only got a few scenes with her done, and then she had to go to one of her concerts, and then of course we all know what happened there.
The history will be explained.
So they had to finish the rest of the film without her. So there was supposed to be a lot more scenes with her, but we never had that.
However, there are a few other movies with similarities, but get into those later.
Well, yeah, there was also The Crow, but at least they had a stunt double who turns out. Which today, it turns out that the stunt double who actually stood in for Brandon Lee is also the director of John Wick.
And there's Fist of Fury, which, when he ended up dying, remember he had that replacement put into...
that was Game of Death.
Game of Death.
Yeah. I mean, that's Game of Death you think about it. And they used the same guy for Game of Death 2, which is sort of a Bruce exploitation film, but surprisingly it's not that bad of a movie.
Indeed.
Yeah. And that's a real fun fact to know that the John Wick's director was also Brandon Lee's stunt double in The Crow. Real interesting to find that out.
And that's some shit.
Damn it, now I want to watch John Wick. Fuck.
Back to this, though. As far as that whole Lestat, literally going rockstar just to literally piss off his entire race and literally splurt out all their secrets just to piss them the fuck off. Why not?
Actually, here's my question. Why are they getting pissed off? I mean, now more and more people are learning that vampires are an actual thing, and more people are joining their ranks.
More importantly, it's just
Why are you
music.
guys getting pissed off? It doesn't make any sense.
It's just music. Half the time you listen to Half the League of Programs, it just really entwines with human beings nowadays. Like, oh yeah, I get that. Yeah, like someone's gonna listen to this album and say like, vampires are real.
I mean, come on, it's not like how the Columbine thing said, where like all these guys were listening to Marilyn Manson, so yeah, they went on a killing spree. First off, it was unconfirmed that these guys even listened to Marilyn Manson. They just dressed in black and they were complete sociopath psychos. Alright? And second of all, Marilyn Manson actually had more balls to actually cancel his entire tour and they even go into that state until about 10 years later, and they welcomed him in with open arms. Seriously. Remember what I think about that.
Life of rockstar people.
Well, they just want to look for somebody to blame. In Lestat's case, it basically... people are starting to assume, like, okay, it's a rock star with a gimmick, and people are starting to going on killing sprees. Well, they will say killing sprees, but some of them are actually committing some vampiric activities mainly because of him. But keep this in mind, we've actually had some people who claim to be vampires and musicians before him, so... yeah,
Yep.
Why are you getting pissed off now?
And he's not your normal everyday in the run-of-the-mill vampire. He's not just going around biting necks left and right to create a vampire army. He's literally doing this just to have fun. I mean, that and...
If you know anything about Lestat from the stories, you know he just does it for the fuck of it, and he just likes to have fun.
Yeah.
And for the pussy.
And by that, we're talking about the Queen of the Vampires in the movie. Which, you know, that was a...
Akasha.
Right.
Queen of a... Actually, you know what? I would actually like to see the movie that actually explained Akasha and Titus's big origins, but sadly, we don't get to see that.
No,
You know why?
obviously. Who knows, that could have been an extended cut if, God forbid, her life should be extended that long.
Well,
But-
technically they can with like CGI today. You know, they can actually put a body double in there and finish the scenes off, but I think it'd be too disrespectful.
Well, then again, when don't they leave anything alone that they're supposed to anymore?
The Star Wars franchise?
If you, there's games right there that if you want to make a nice little stack, we could put it right in front of the screen.
You have a lot of shit back there.
I do. Welcome to Troy's World, people. I have shit.
Yeah, whether it's good or bad shit.
Still shit. There you go. Cool.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, just the bitter breakup of the king and queen. The queen just ripping out the king's throat, literally, and just singing that nice little horrifying in stone. Pretty much says, "I don't want you anymore. I want the young and the restless."
Did you just make a soap opera joke?
Never watched that show. Never like it.
You know what's sad? Try watching a Korean soap opera. You'll get really invested in that.
They make good horror movies, Koreans.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah, don't remind me of that. I mean, he already did like an American-made Korean film, and I gotta do like another one eventually. Oh God! Hey folks, quick question: should I do the Paul Kasari film? You know, that North Korean Godzilla film that was banned in North Korea,
it was banned in North Korea.
and supposedly it was executive produced by Kim Jong Il himself, and it was still banned in North Korea.
It's because everyone hates him.
Yeah, but in North Korea they like him. This was made back in 1985.
Actually, that's very true. They actually worsened him they thought he was like a...
Okay, we're getting off topic. Let's get back to this movie.
Yeah, back to that. Anyway, so pretty much after that, all this music that Lestat has been doing has wakened her, and pretty much says, "I want this guy now. Let's go after that." And no matter how many vampires came towards Lestat, literally wrecked house one by one, and pretty much sought himself for king.
Yeah, they actually assume. Pretty much all the vampires assumed Lestat was just a rock star gimmick, and he was just a big pushy. But apparently they didn't know jack shit about his past, because he was technically because he is an expert fighter. Number one, number two, he's a lot older than they expected, so he has much more years of experience. And okay, he's bisexual, but we already knew that. Except the movie never explained that. He's metrosexual in the movie.
I mean, he does drink blood from a few girls that he has as backstage helpers, which I guess helps the feeding process.
But he doesn't feed. But he doesn't feed on his bandmates. Gotta give him credit for that one, though.
Yeah, I mean, can't fuck up the legitness. So it's legit.
Yeah. One thing I don't understand is he doesn't want to continually do more concerts because he's like, I don't like repeating myself. Like, dude, seriously, really? I mean, how many concerts has Ozzy Osbourne done in his lifetime? It's countless at this point. I can't even keep count.
So
They even make an Elvis Presley mention in this one too. Saying that supposedly the vampire who changed Lestat into a vampire, his name is Marius, but in the book it's I think in the book his name is Marcus. It's some other vampire, and Marius is in the book too, but he's still an artist in the book either way. But all right, they make a joke saying like, when Lestat sees him after 200 years, he's like, not really. How did you get through the 50s in red velvet? Oh, I slept. Really? Well, I didn't always sleep. Elvis? Yes, Elvis. In fact, you're bigger than he is now. Yeah, kind of an interesting way. Like, what? You're saying that Marius was actually a Elvis fan?
Or he at least took interest.
Actually, that would explain a couple of things.
Well, when you're a vampire, you go see a lot of shit.
I mean, what are you gonna say? That Spike was actually... Is Spike canon in this thing, and then Billy Idol got his look from him? Okay, we know in Buffy the Vampire Slayer that Billy Idol did take his look from Spike, so... Yeah. We are jumping all over the place on this, aren't we?
We are, because, well, I mean, it's hard to talk about something that really could jump into details off topic.
Yeah.
But back to that. So, I have to enjoy, in a way, that how they made Akasha's powers. Just pretty much, I could slice you in half, make a wicked sandwich, and then flambe you where you stand. Type ordeal, and burn you alive. She burns down an entire bar of vampires to save you. And literally leaves, like she just ordered a drink and had left.
There's actually a deleted scene after that sequence where she yells out, she actually says in a freaky voice, it's like, Lestat, come out, wherever you are. And keep this in mind, since the music was done by Korn, the song System by Korn is actually playing as this whole thing is going on. So it has like a creepy vibe to it. So,
once again, which is why I love the
music. I
music.
would have found it hilarious if the bar was called the Fire Pit. If it was called the Fire Pit, that would have been hilarious.
Or the Cookout.
Even more fun.
Yeah. But once again, that's one reason I love this movie. The music literally made it worth watching. That at least the music behind the scenes was making the scene better.
Well, it was Korn all the way, except on the album in a sense. Like there are 5 total Lestat songs. We have Forsaken, So Long I Slept, Redeemer. System, and Not Meant for Me. Now they were on the album. They're all sung by different artists that were influenced by Korn and friends of Korn. We have like David Draymond from Disturbed, Wayne Static from Static X. God rest his soul, man. Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. God rest his soul. But okay. I don't want to piss off Linkin Park fans, but he sings the song. Chester Bennington sings the song System, and it's not like he butchered it. So I don't really like when he sang in the song, alright? I like Linkin Park's other songs, but not this one. We also have Marilyn Manson with Redeemer, which, oddly enough, sounds like something he would have sang to begin with.
But then again, it's Marilyn Manson. It's what you expect from the guy.
And, let's see. And the other song is sung by Jay Gordon from The Orgy, which is... If you know anything about Korn and The Orgy, that they were best friends, that they always sang in each other's concerts all the time as special guests back in the 90s. Yeah, you know that The Orgy and Korn go together like bread and butter. Which is kind of weird to know that there's not one Orgy song on the soundtrack, except for Jay Gordon singing So Long I Slept.
Well, maybe.
And the main song throughout the entire movie is Forsaken. Literally, like, you'll hear that song throughout the entire movie, except for the end credits. They do sing it again, but it's the David Draymond version.
And as I'll point out, you may put on closed caption for those little title bars, and it might say this version.
It'll literally say David Draymond singing Forsaken. And the next song in the credits is actually not meant for me, but here's where it gets a little screwed up. In the closed caption section, or if you put it on your TV, put it on a closed caption, it'll say Wayne Static of Static X singing Not Meant For Me. However, if you listen to the song, it's not Wayne Static, it's John Davis. So they fucked up and they put the John Davis version on by mistake. But you know what's even weird? Wayne Static, when he sings a Korn song, it sounds a lot like Korn. So my question is, how come when Wayne Static was alive, how come he and John Davis didn't actually get together to do a Korn versus Static X album? How awesome would that have been?
Copyright issues? Because...
Well, we know Static X is coming out with another album with a bunch of other artists coming in to sing Static X songs. Thank God for that.
Thank God for that indeed.
Yeah.
So, being that Marius does not like the fact that Lestat at all wants to be the king of Akasha, which, why not? Perks of being the king?
Well, he really wasn't trying to be the king. He was trying to protect he was literally trying to protect Lestat because, supposedly, she's she's kind of like a drug. She's like a very addictive drug if you think about it.
What woman isn't to a guy?
Very true.
I mean, you pretty much just took the human race of males and said, there's a hot-ass chick. That's what I want. I got a taste. I want some more.
She's the queen of vampires. She's immune to sunlight.
And, pretty much...
What the fuck is Count Dracula when you need him? Oh, wait, this is an Anne Rice film. Oh, wait, this is an Anne Rice story, so he doesn't exist. Fuck!
Count Dracula. I wonder what he's doing right now.
I don't know. He could... You know, that would have been funny to actually be a joke, but... Really?
Star sent me a weird text. That's not cool.
What the hell did he send you?
He sent me a pic of him bouncing his booty off a chick and leaving another 100 in there. I'm like, stop blowing away our fucking cash. Let's continue. But yeah, anyway. So, how do you defeat a queen of vampires by chance? I don't know, gather of army of vampires to say, I don't like you. And then you pretty much...
Well, supposedly the vampire elders who kept watch over Akasha, which Marius was part of.
Yep.
There's something about this that is very fucking stupid, and honestly, I wish I had some vodka with me right now so we could both take a shot. Anyway, here's what happened.
Third cup.
That's not vodka, that's Sprite. Anyway, here's the thing. If you know anything about vampires, a vampire can drink your entire blood supply.
Sorry. The illusion engine was kicking
Right.
in. Moving on.
So basically, a vampire can drink an entire body and drain it completely of blood. However, in this movie, they really fucked up on this part, where they're saying you can't drink the last pit of blood because the person's death will become your death. I'm like, what? Does that make any sense to you? It sounds like they literally just did that for a segue for the third act.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know she's the queen of vampires, but to say that the last bit of job will literally turn your ass to stone?
No, it doesn't turn your ass to stone. It literally kills you.
But that's not how they appeared it in the movie, though.
But here's the thing. The way Marius suggested, you must not drink all their blood, because once their life force ceases, you will take the ending life force with you. Thus, you will die too. Or something of that matter. So basically he's saying you can't drink every last bit of ounce of blood. You have to leave just a little bit left. Just a teeny tiny bit left. You can't have that last ounce of blood, because if you do, that person's death becomes your death too. So you both die.
So it's like a failsafe for literally killing your own kind.
It makes no sense.
No, it really doesn't, because God knows, and like I said, it's a different origin plan.
Should we even, we spent like 20 minutes talking about this, but we didn't even talk about the main girl character, Jessie.
The love interest that he eventually met along the way through time?
Yeah, supposedly her great aunt is actually a vampire, is one of the vampire elders too. So she has a lot more connection with the Akasha cult than she realized.
And you know what?
And in the book, she's a psychic.
And as he became a famous rock star, she did fall in love with the whole.
She was trying to protect him. Lestat has that way with people. Let's face it.
And like he said, he did get a lot of action. Both sides.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So why not this one chick say, "Hey, I like the gospel,
He's a swinger.
heavy metal," and
By the way, we do have to. There is something I gotta mention. When before the concert, she actually gets stopped by a scalper, and here's the funny part: it's John Davis, the lead singer of Korn.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, and here's the funny thing too. He literally just goofs he like becomes an asshole for the part. Like, hey, I got these tickets for like $300, baby. Come on, you want 300? Give me $300. I'll give you the. Here's the thing: if you know anything about scalpers and you know anything about John Davis, he hates scalpers. Pretty much every rock musician out there hates scalpers, and he's mocking them in this role. So it's kind of a hilarious thing to see him do that. Nice one, John.
Become the thing you hate. Appreciate it.
No, mock it.
Mock it like hell. And then laugh about it later.
Well, the thing is, like, you really don't see his face mostly. You see the side of his face and the back of his head, but you hear his voice. But if you know what John Davis sounds like, you know it's him.
For those who are lucky enough to meet him in person, I hate you. But all in all, is the movie still watchable even now? I mean, for what it is,
passable. It's somewhat passable. There are worse movies out there.
To be honest, I'll watch it over Twilight any day. It's
pretty much any vampire movie will be better than Twilight. Hell, I would rather watch the movie Vamps than Twilight. And actually, Vamps is a way better movie. What the fuck am I talking about?
Interview with the Vampire is a way better movie.
Dude, that's another Lestat film. That's an awesome movie.
But Tom Cruise just couldn't make the part. He was too busy worrying about other shit.
Well, Tom Cruise was Lestat in Interview with the Vampire. In this movie, we have Stuart Townsend. What's his name? Stuart Townsend playing him. Now, to give Stuart credit, he does try to mimic Tom Cruise's performance a little bit with the over sexuality portion, but yeah, Tom Cruise did it better.
But at least he nailed the rock star part, because he did look like a rock star character. I mean, skinny, don't eat, and probably what people would assume he's doing drugs, but nope.
He's doing blood. He's drinking blood.
Not that anymore. We're going for the good shit. I mean, the red wine.
Yeah, so should we explain what happens to Akasha? She dies, but here's the thing: like, she meets up with the council. It's kind of a shitty fight, like a really boring ass fight. Though all they do is they bite her. They just drink her blood and try to drink her dry.
But keep in mind, it's not an easy task. Should you let go, you will burn your ass to a crisp and then leave it there like charcoal.
She has like some pyrokinesis powers. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, no, she does. I mean, but while you have your fangs in her, as long as you're able to drink the blood dry, you will kill her. Apparently.
Yeah. No. It's basically if you drink a huge portion. Yeah, but here's the thing: Lestat was the last one to bite her, but like Jesse. Okay, Lestat actually bit Jesse before the fight started. He almost drained her, but he doesn't kill her in a sense. So she's basically dying at this point. Jesse's aunt, basically, he turns against Akasha, and that's when all the elders come in, and they all just bite her, and Lestat gets a huge chunk of her blood, but it's Jesse's aunt who comes in for the final kill, and here's the thing, she drank Akasha's last blood, so she actually took Akasha's death into her, so killing them both. And Lestat, you know, to be fair, Lestat, he can be an asshole from time to time, but he does have somewhat of a heart. He turns Jesse into a vampire.
I guess a vampire can make a human decision. Who knew? But in any case,
they were human.
She did become a statue at the end of it, to which it was the same as Akasha, to which she sleeps, as they stated. Whether I don't know if she's dead or not, and live happily after with the Jesse, and they just go ahead, walk up to the city, and say, "Fuck it, we're vampires now," in the couple.
And they have Akasha's blood in them, so like they don't have to worry about the whole sunlight thing.
And by all chance there was a sequel. God knows if they even have the same pyrokinesis abilities.
But there was no sequel. Okay, we know for a fact there were other Anne Rice films made after this film, but they totally ignored this film in a sense. In fact, none of the Anne Rice films are connected with each other.
Then again, most books, aka even J.K. Rowling's books, we're not going to go with say what series, but even her books that got turned into movies, they didn't do every single thing, but of course the books got more praise because it had more shit.
Potter.
What? Carrie Fodder? Yeah, I love Carrie Fodder. That's great. But in any case, if they had really done more book into it, it might have been better. But
They couldn't because Leah died, so
yeah,
that's the huge issue.
But for what it was, I'd still watch it.
Right. If you're gonna watch it again, buy your own copy.
Let me burn it.
No. In fact, I'm gonna take this back, but I'm gonna leave you with something.
Stay with precious. Here, I bought these two for you.
Batman, Superman double feature. Batman, Superman, Public Enemies, and Batman, Superman, Apocalypse. Nice. And Rendell, Dark Vengeance.
Don't worry, folks. I'll review that film again because I feel like I half-assed it on New Year's.
Well, I will take a look at these. In the meantime, my friend precious.
Don't even think about it.
Oh well.
Don't you have enough problems with your bodyguard?
Speaking of which, beep. Oh, now he's angry. Hello?
Oh boy.
Yes, I cut the bank account off. You can't do